What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unlocked, to another episode. So I wanted to talk about the compound effect. And the reason why is I just came back from a trip, fantastic trip, and I was able to hang out with our newest managers. We had a room with 102 new managers since the month of November. It's been about 5 months. We had 102 people that needed the onboarding as a new management, compliant laws, labor laws, etc. All this stuff that's a little bit more boring but necessary for business people to know. And I actually skipped the one from the year before, but I was there 2 years ago and we had a total of 15 people. 15 people, and I think it was about 4 or 5 of those 15 were personally from my crew. The year later, we went from 15 to about 40 or 50. I didn't attend that. And I was able to attend this latest one here in April 2025. And there was 102 people and 30 of them from our organization. So I wanted to talk about the compound effect. Great book by Darren Hardy, if you look it up, Compound Effect. And it just talks a little bit about the snowball effect and how much I want to encourage you to be in a career in which you can get paid. You have to, in every career, you get paid based on what you do today. You don't get paid based on what you did yesterday. But you can have a situation in which you create what I call the snowball effect, to where you create more and more leverage. So my work today is a lot easier. I still get paid for my work today. I also have a lot of an easier job because of the snowball effect and the leverage that I get. So, for example, when you think about a snowball going down the mountain, it's very small at the beginning, but there is a point that it is a lot harder to stop than it is to just keep it going. And so that's, for example, our industry, where we're at in business right now, to where we went from developing 15 new managers to 40 or 50, and then 102. It's going to be 200 next year. And the ability for these people to make money, we used to talk about people making $100,000 a year. Some of these people are making $100,000 every 2 or 3 months now. It's an insane growth. And, I was there and I was so blown away because in our organization, we had 29 people. So out of the 102, 29 were from our organization. And it's just such a blessing. Some of these people I have never met. And I am getting credit for it, which is not fair, but how the industry works. I get credit for 29 managers, and I've really only developed personally maybe 4 or 5 of those people. But a lot of those people have developed other people that have developed other people, and they all fall at the end of the day, they all fall under my umbrella, which really is just, again, a blessing. And I want to talk and speak to that because, hey, you might be getting underpaid now, or maybe you are overworked. But if you are at the right time in the right moment and you're doing what you're supposed to do, there will be a moment where that will flip and you will get probably overcompensated for your work. I think I've done the same or less work than last year. However, our management count went up. And I was looking at our stats, and we had a total active of 64 managers in our organization. And I've been developing the same, about one every 2 or 3 months. There's one that I personally am developing. I can't do more than that. But 12 months ago, we had 30. So our management team grew 50% year over year. That's an insane goal. That's an insane growth. If we do 50% again, we'll be at 120. If we did 50% after that, we'd be at 240 managers in 3 years. It's insane amount of growth. And of course, the compensation that comes with that, the responsibility that comes with that, but also the growth that comes with that personally and professionally. And so when I look at 3 years ago in my career, I was working a lot harder, and I was I was getting paid a lot less. And what I realized is you know what? I'm glad I never stopped it, or I didn't quit when it was hard, because I was really getting this snowball effect. And sometimes you're pushing this snowball, uphill. It just doesn't make any sense. But if you're out there, just make sure that you're in the right mindset, in the right business, in the right industry, and then you have the right coaching, and then you are speaking to somebody that has a massive snowball effect down the hill, and that person can guide you, that person can keep going with you. Because I think that's what boils down to, hey, okay, if I'm working on the snowball effect, I might be frustrated today, but what's it going to be in 3 years? So, for example, one question I like to ask myself is, hey, what would Richard in 5 years from now say? And so you could be making a decision right now. It might be tough. Like, for example, should I work late on a Saturday night? And the reality is probably your immediate thought, your flesh says no. But then I also would ask myself, like, hey, in 5 years from now, would Richard coach me today to do it? If the answer is yes, then you should do it. Because chances are, every time you make a decision like that, you're going to be pushing the snowball down the hill. You're going to be purchasing and purchasing more time, purchasing and purchasing more freedom. And again, not guaranteed, but very likely to make more money. And I can't be more thankful. My day today looks so much different. I have to stay sharp. I have to continue to improve myself and work on things like creating content, or work on things like making a brand, and work on things like coaching and working with people that are out of town. But at the end of the day, my job is really the same. It's the responsibility, as the development of people. And all I'm doing is working with a snowball effect that is twice as big as last year. Can't believe what it's going to be at the end of next year. So this is just maybe a little bit of encouragement to those of you guys that are out there working so hard. Here's how you know you're working so hard. Your family, your friends, the people that care for you, they don't know maybe so much what you're doing. They're telling you you're underpaid. Maybe they're even telling you to quit. And some people call that negative. I just think that, your family, your friends, they probably care for you. And like, their immediate thought when they see you work so much is to protect you from it, because they believe that if they remove the pain, you will be happier. But you're probably going through the pain or the extra work or the extra crap that you're getting from your family and friends because you've seen the other end of it. And man, I would encourage you to stay on that course, because the other end of it is worth it. And if not, you wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't worth it, or you wouldn't be following the path if it wasn't worth it. So, I was reading a quote by Andy Elliott, and he was saying, like, hey, people that work on salary, it's like they sold their dreams. And if you want to be bought off by a salary, like, maybe that's good temporarily, or you're building your career or whatever. But if that's like your goal long term, is just to have a salary, it kind of sucks, because it's probably a condition to where if there's a salary, but there's absolutely no growth. And so sure, that might feel like you're getting overpaid a little bit at the beginning, but after 10 years, you're going to get the exact same salary or a 3% raise. If you think about a $70,000 income, like a 3% raise would be $2,100 a year, which after tax, let's say that's $1,500. $1,500 a year raise. Break that up into 26 paychecks a year. I don't even know what the math is. What's 1,500 divided by 26? You're literally looking at just a few dollars a month, a few dollars a week of a raise yearly. And of course, inflation, and you see the prices go up a lot higher than 3%. And again, salaries could be good. It could be good momentarily, but I would encourage, build that snowball effect. Keep pushing it down the hill. Make sure there's somebody at the end of the hill that is guiding you, that is that is telling you, hey, pack a little bit of snow here. Maybe some habits. Hey, pack a little bit of snow on that side. Hey, here, use this ramp, use this slide so that you can expedite a little bit. Here, keep going. And a lot of it is, if you're behind the snowball, you're not seeing much of the results. But eventually, the speed is so high, you can't stop it. And that's where we feel now. And that's where you keep hearing people that maybe they reach a certain level in business. Like in my case and in many other cases, we reach a certain level, and sometimes people get a little bit amazed, because they're like, wow, this person's hitting all these levels, and they keep wanting more. And it sounds cliche, but I would tell you, hey, we're actually just getting started, because now we see the snowball getting bigger and bigger, rolling faster and faster with less and less effort, using leverage. And so we have more energy. We have more time with our families. We have more time to enjoy. And we're still we're not less effective. We're more effective. And so I think that is crucial. Compound effect. Learn the concept. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Fantastic book. Pairs it up with, I've talked about a few of these books in the past, like Atomic Habits, or Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge. But Darren Hardy's Compound Effect book, probably one of my favorite when it comes to this topic. And again, I look at your career. You got to look at your career 10 years, not like 10 months, like 10 years. If the first 5 or 6 or 7 is pushing the ball, chances are by years 8, 9, and 10, you're going to be in a very, very, very different position. And I'm so excited for us to go from literally 34. So here's the math, right? And I kind of explained it earlier, but if you look at it this way, we had 34 managers 12 months ago, 34 managers in our organization. And then 12 months later, so now we have 29 new managers added onto our group. So Like the group literally doubled in size in 12 months and the effort did not come fully from me. 100% it didn't. It's credit to a lot of other people. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you look at the pain you're going through as a part of building your snowball effect and pushing the thing down the hill, because it is harder to stop it at one point than it is to keep it going. So hopefully you learn something from that. You can apply it at one point in your career, and we'll see you at the next one.